The Toastmost service gives clubs and districts access to powerful design and web development tools based on WordPress. But if you're switching from FreeToastHost, you might appreciate this new FreeToastHost import tool. So this sample site is one that I created using this form at toastmost.org. The homepage asks you to fill in details about your club, and you can choose a design. In this case, I've chosen one with the sticky navigation up top, where the navigation remains visible as I scroll through the page. So there's some nice touches here, but this is still just an empty shell so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all the content from this site. Since it's a FreeToastHost site, I'm going to just grab the address, highlight it, copy and paste, Control-C on Windows, Command-C on Mac, and I will paste it into this form and submit. And a moment later, I'll get back if I refresh the page. So we have most of this content loaded pretty neatly into the WordPress template now. Now, we might want to go in and make some edits. Some content might not have imported perfectly. Some things might not be in the position that we want them to be. So for example, I've got this guest registration widget added at the top. But if I want to move that, maybe you want to have it, but you want it to be down the edge of the page, I can drag it all the way down to just before where the club news section is that lists the latest blog posts. Also, this didn't import quite perfectly, so I'm going to upgrade it by clicking on Convert to Blocks, which will allow me to work with this as WordPress content blocks. And then from there, I can add some additional effects, some additional stylings. So I'll add a blue border on the table, and I'll adjust the width to be how I think looks pretty good. We go out and view that, and now we have our redesigned table. Now, the other thing you might want to do is import agendas from your FreeToastHost site. So I can click into the Import Agenda tool, and here I have been given access by a friend to the FreeToastHost backend. So I'm navigating through to the agenda editing section, and I'm picking the default agenda that this club uses for most of its meetings. I'm going to do Command-A on a Mac, Control-A on a Windows to select everything, Control-C to copy. So I'm going to copy all that content. It's a sloppy import method, but it works. And I get back this form that makes some suggestions about what it thinks is a role versus a note that should appear on the agenda. And I can go through and classify these things, try and make sure that they're set up right. But I can see I've got general evaluator, I've got timer, counter, grammarian, and speakers. And so this may not be perfect, but I can save it from here and then go out and view it on the website. So we're going to view the interactive agenda that allows people to come in and sign up. So I click View Sign Up Form. And now I can come in and sign up for a role. Or if I am the Toastmaster of the meeting and maybe I need to assign other people, there are tools here for editing on behalf of other people, assigning other people to roles as well. Also, I can go into this tool called the Organizer tool, and from here I can add roles, move them around, change the timing associated with them. Now, for the other content that I've imported, I need to do a little bit of triage. I need to decide whether this should be something that I'm going to import as an article, a blog article, so more of a news item, or as a page. So a page might be something like my meeting information, my directions. That would be something that would be pretty important to appear on the site. So instead of edit as post, I'm going to click on edit as page. and we'll get this loaded in here, and you'll see it's captured a little bit of coding down the bottom in this thing that's called a short code. So I edit that, I publish it, and now this is appearing on the front end of the website. This is what that page looked like on the original site. So the calendar widget appears pretty much as it did on the old site. Now we just want to add this to our menu so that people can find it. So I'm going to come into this edit site mode. So I'm editing not the individual page content, but the design of the site. And from there, I'm going to select the menu, the navigation menu component, and I'm going to click, I want to add a page link. So it's a page on the site, and it comes up with a prompt. If I had lots of pages on my site, I would be able to search through there, but it was right at the top of the list. And I can move that around however I would like it to appear on my menu. Let me show you one other example of importing a site. This is a site from some friends of mine. They have quite a lot of custom pages. For example, they have one here talking about their Tall Tales contest. There's some problems with this. This is laid out in an HTML table. A number of the images are squished, so we can do better than that. But we would like to preserve some of that existing content. Maybe that could be a blog post on the site, particularly if we can add something like a replay, a video replay, or any other notes for people who experienced it. So we're going to import this one. And here's our Tall Tales post. We're going to import that as a blog post rather than a page. So we don't have to add it to the menu. It's just going to be added to the list of articles, topical articles on our site. So we can come in, the images have been imported into the site, and so we can start to rearrange them. There are a couple of glitches here where it says something about attempt block recovery. It just means it basically needs to clean up the HTML, the web coding to work properly. Now actually when this was imported, because it was imported from a table format, all the paragraph content was in the middle, and so I can move it up to the top. Again, using this outline view is very handy. And I could just keep working with those images as is, or I could maybe decide that I'm going to add an image gallery. So there are several different image galleries. There's a block for image galleries, a content block, but there's also these templates that we can take advantage of. These are just suggested designs that have placeholders for content that we can insert. And so I can just go through and look into our media library where all these images are waiting for me. That one isn't quite shaped right for the placeholder spot there. So maybe we'll put it in this spot instead and choose a different one to go in the upper left. So I'll click on Replace, choose from Media Library. Here's one that might fit better. Some of that's a little bit cut off. I can futz with that. There are lots of little tricks to this to learn, just like learning Canva or any other tool that is popular out there. But we can go through and pick a few images and put them in this layout. And I'm not going to go through the whole process, but we'll publish this and take a look at what we have so far. And so, yeah, that's pretty much what we wanted. And because we've imported this as a blog post, it's going to appear in our Club News section as well as the blog section that's available from the menu. I should mention that if your club happens to have a custom domain name registered with FreeToastHost, as this one does, that won't work. However, you can go to clubnumber.toastmastersclubs.org and get access to the same website. You can paste that in to the importer tool, and that will work just fine.